Welcome to Module 5 of our GMP series, The Science of Compliance. Today, we are diving into one of the most critical sections of 21 CFR Part 211, Subpart F, which governs production and process controls. While other subparts focus on the where and who, Subpart F focuses on the how. It is the heartbeat of the manufacturing floor, ensuring that every tablet, vial, and tube is produced with unwavering consistency. At its heart, Subpart F is about assuring 5 key pillars: safety, identity, strength, quality, and purity. Think of this subpart as the bridge between a written formula and a physical product. It imposes a deliberate system of friction, a series of checks, verifications, and real-time documentation designed to catch a human or mechanical error before it can ever reach a patient. Remember our golden thread: if it isn't documented, it didn't happen. Per Section 211.100, manufacturing is a scripted performance. You cannot take action without a pre-approved plan. These procedures must be drafted and approved by the Quality Control Unit, QCU, before a single machine is turned on. We require strict adherence. There is no room for freelancing on the production line. Any departure from this script, known as a deviation, must be recorded and justified immediately to ensure the product's integrity remains intact. Moving from the blueprint to the actual recipe, Section 211.101 outlines the charge-in of components. The goal here is simple: ensure the batch contains 100% of the labeled active ingredient. To prevent errors, we use the 2-person rule for manual operations. One person adds the component, while a second verifies the name, weight, and container ID. If the system is automated and validated under Section 211.68, a single person may verify the equipment's performance, but the standard for accuracy remains absolute. How do we know if something went wrong during that recipe phase? We use the math of accountability. Yield calculations are performed at the conclusion of each production phase. By dividing the actual yield by the theoretical yield, we look for discrepancies. A significant variance is a major red flag. It signals a potential mix-up or a system failure that requires an immediate investigation before the process continues. Once production is underway, visual clarity is vital to prevent cross-contamination. Section 211.105 requires that all major equipment and processing lines be clearly identified. At any glance, an operator or auditor should know exactly what is in a tank, what phase of processing it is in, and the current status of the equipment, whether it is clean, in use, or waiting for sanitation. We don't wait until the end of the batch to check for quality. Section 211.110 mandates in-process controls or pulse checks. This involves testing during manufacturing, checking tablet weight, pH, or disintegration times to monitor output in real time. If a material falls outside of these specifications, it must be quarantined immediately. We monitor constantly to ensure the process stays within its validated limits. In pharmaceuticals, time is a quality factor. Section 211.111 requires us to establish time limits for each production phase. Why? Because hold times between compounding and filling carry risks of chemical degradation or microbial growth. If you exceed an established time limit, you must provide data-driven justification, proving that the delay did not impact the quality of the final product. Section 211.113 addresses one of our greatest invisible risks: microbes. For non-sterile drugs like tablets, our objective is to prevent objectionable microorganisms. For sterile drugs, such as injectables, the standard is much higher. We must prevent any microbiological contamination. This requires strict validation of sterilization processes, including frequent media fills to prove our environment remains pristine. What happens when a batch fails a specification? Under Section 211.115, we may use reprocessing, but it is not a workaround for poor control. It is highly controlled. It must be approved by the QCU, meet process validation requirements, and part of the FDA-submitted master batch record. After reprocessing, the material must be retested and must meet all original specifications before it can even be considered for release. Despite our best efforts, the unexpected happens. When it does, any divergence from written procedures must be recorded and justified at the time of performance. We look for the root cause of unexplained discrepancies and determine the scope. Could this issue affect other batches or products? Finally, the investigation's conclusion and follow-up actions must be documented and approved by the QCU. To wrap up Subpart F, remember these 4 pillars. Procedures are law. If it isn't written and approved, don't do it. Trust but verify. Use second-person verification for critical steps like charge-in and yields. Monitor constantly. Use IPCs to keep the batch on track throughout the run. Document everything. Records of equipment status, time limits, and deviations are your only proof of compliance. Thank you for tuning in. We are happy to present this and other such training modules on our channel at My GMP Training on YouTube for free. It's our way of giving back. If you would like to have a customized training modules for your learning management system, we can help. Our training modules include interactive quizzes, reading material, check sheets, and multimedia presentations to engage the learner and to ensure high retention and effective knowledge transfer. Please email spondit@gmpscientific.com when you are ready.